Hello there, it's Mario here, coming at you from Barcelona. It's a beautiful day here in Spain. And in this video, I want to talk to you a bit about a concept that I like to call the missing piece of the motivation puzzle. Now, it has come to my attention that in the last couple of years, in the last couple of months, there's been a lot of people, a lot of experts claiming that motivation is useless. Motivation is a useless tool for long-term behavior change, that motivational speeches, motivational videos, motivational speakers don't really have that much of an impact on changing people's behaviors, that watching these kind of videos will just give you a short-term boost that will fade away pretty quickly, and that these tools shouldn't really be used. They're very, very ineffective. Now, anytime that there's such a movement, a contrarian movement, I would say, and there's a very simple explanation, very simplistic viewpoint, very black and white kind of viewpoint, I begin to question things. I begin to wonder, well, why are these people making such claims? Is there an opposite viewpoint? What is missing here? What is the missing piece of the puzzle? And that's something I want to talk to you guys a bit about in this video. And it's hard for me to believe that inspirational stories, motivational stories don't have any impact, because you're looking right now at a result of something that was impacted heavily by motivational video stories, and I still use these tools on a daily basis to provide a little bit of that extra drive. I mean, I wouldn't be here where I am right now if there wasn't for other inspirational figures that shared their stories, their biographies, their videos, and their blog posts, where I could read and resonate with that person in the moment, and I could get a little bit of that extra motivation, because my environment was never providing me with that motivation. I didn't have friends cheering me up. I didn't have a lot of people basically giving me that push that is often necessary for you to succeed, right? If you're looking to succeed very fast. Now, when we're looking at, let's say, a common motivational story, inspirational story, let's say Skinny Joe, doesn't have a lot of confidence, doesn't have a lot of friends, he's very skinny, doesn't have a lot of attention from girls, doesn't really have that many things going on for him, and he decides to go to the gym, right? And everybody's telling Skinny Joe that he shouldn't do that. Everybody's just saying, hey man, why don't you just keep doing what you're doing? Like, why are you wasting your time? You're not gonna make it, you're not gonna succeed, it's your genetics, everything is against you, there's really no point in trying. But Skinny Joe keeps going on, keeps pushing, keeps putting in the reps, keeps believing, keeps taking action, keeps working, improving, progressing. In a couple of years, Skinny Joe is no longer Skinny Joe. Now he's jacked Joe, he's ripped, he has the perfect body, he's made new friends, he's very successful, he's worked on his social skills, he's building a business, he's doing all these great things, he's traveling, and Skinny Joe now decides to share his story on social media. He decides to make videos. Skinny Joe decides to write books, write articles. Now, are you telling me that Skinny Joe's story wouldn't have a positive impact on the world? Are you telling me that Skinny Joe, now ripped Joe, won't really inspire people to take action, won't really help people to become the best version of themselves? I mean, claiming such things and that such inspirational stories and motivational stories are irrelevant is really short-sighted, and it's really not that backed up even with anecdote, and let alone with research that, clearly, educating yourself, learning and getting support and realizing that someone else has done it, building up your own self-efficacy is very, very important. It is one of the variables, it's not the only variable, but is one of the variables that will allow you to keep going on your own journey. And Skinny Joe, as much as his story is fictional, there's a lot of stories like that online. There's a lot of stories like that I personally read, but whether it's Skinny Joe or Fat Joe or Weight Joe who now got ripped, those stories are very, very useful, and those stories inspire people to become the best version of themselves every single day. Now, those stories aren't the only thing, right? Those stories aren't the only tool, and that's something that I want to share and continue and building on that with you guys here. And a lot of people, majority of people would say that they would want these kind of things around them. They would want these motivational people around them. And that's true, right? A lot of people would try to rely on the environment. But what if the environment is not on your side? What if you don't have these kind of people around you? And what if you don't believe in yourself at the same time? So you're kind of in that position of, okay, the environment is against me, I'm a victim of the environment, but also don't have the confidence to pursue what I need to pursue. I'm afraid, right? I don't have the skills, I don't have the capacity. That's where most people are at. Now, what motivation kind of gives you is that ability to take control, to motivate you. You can do it. Regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what the environment is about, you can do it. You have the power to change your own life. It gives you that ability, that fire in the belly, that motivation, that inspiration, that willpower boost, and you just keep working at it. You keep grinding, you keep hustling, and you make it. You now have control. You have control over your environment. You have control over your world. Now, what's missing here is that the fact is that you do impact the world, but the world at the same time is impacting you. You do change your environment, but that same environment is changing you every single day. It's a mutual relationship between you impacting the world and the world impacting you. Regardless of how much development you have, regardless of how much meditation or motivation or whatever willpower you have, the environment is still influencing you. I mean, if I put a chocolate cake in your fridge, it's not going to last very long there unless you throw it away. It's going to get eaten. It's just a matter of time. It's going to keep pinging at you until you eat it. It's going to keep sending you signals to your brain that can't deny the power of high calorie density, survival cues, and all these primal instincts that our brain is designed for to seek. You're going to eat it, right? And your environment, no matter how much meditation you do, no matter how much you know about nutrition, it's going to impact you. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's not just the motivation, but it's also the environment, and making sure that the environment supports these new habits, supports this new identity, supports this new person that you want to become. And a very powerful story when we're talking about the environment is one from the 1970s. I mean, according to the research, 20% of US soldiers from Vietnam were heroin addicts. Imagine that, 20%, that's thousands and thousands of people. And at one point, the US government was worried. How are we going to handle this many addicts, right? People are addicted to heroin. That's one of the most addictive substances known to mankind. One of the most addictive drugs ever created. How are we going to deal with this? We don't have the resource to take care of so many people. We're going to be in trouble when these people come back home. But something magical happened. Something very, very unexpected happened. 95% of these soldiers, brave soldiers, when they came back home, they weren't addicted to heroin anymore. They just stopped. It just broke their addiction. And people were puzzled for a very long time. Why doesn't this work in just a normal addiction clinic? But here's the thing. When these soldiers came back home, they didn't have the environment anymore to send them those cues. They didn't have that heroin around them. They had new lives. They had new identities. They had new responsibilities. They have a different world. The world around them changed. And that's what changed them. So even when it comes to a very strong addiction, such as heroin, which is ridiculously difficult to get rid of, and it is almost like success rate of clinical trials, I mean, it's just so low that it's unbelievable what just happened. But when you take a normal person and put them in a clinic, of course, they get rid of it for a couple of months, but they come back to that environment that is reinforcing those cues, and they get back on it. In most cases, success rate is really low. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but it takes a couple of trials and errors, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot more time, but these guys just did it overnight. Overnight, they become just a normal human being, not an addict. Right? Just a normal, unaddicted human being, at least not when it comes to heroin. And it's such a powerful concept. Imagine that. And that's what we want to look at. While you're creating yourself, you're also creating the world around you, that the world around you is again creating you. So be aware of your environment. Be aware of what kind of places you're surrounding yourself with. If your environment at work has food all around it, has visual cues that it's time to eat, you're going to eat. Regardless of how much you know about nutrition, it's just going to happen. At some point, maybe not the first day, maybe not the second day, but the third day you're going to be a little bit stressed out. You're going to have a bit of a hard time. You're just going to go for it. You won't even remember that it happened. Right? Remove that cue. Design that environment to reinforce that new identity. Design your world to reinforce your healthy living. Because in the weight loss world, looking at the research, and I studied this a lot, I mean, for the last couple of years, I'm deeply immersed in this. We say it's not about the diet. It's about the lifestyle, right? You want to make the healthy living your lifestyle. It's not about a short-term effect. And what do we mean by the lifestyle? We mean by the world that is around you. That's what we mean. That's what's under your power. That's what lifestyle, quote unquote, means. It is what is surrounding you. The people now in your life are the people that are supporting the lean you, the muscular you, the you that exercises, the you that read books, that you that goes out, the you that builds a business, the you that is striving to become the best version of yourself. It's not the you that people are supporting you to be overweight, or people that are supporting you to be in a zombie mode, drinking beer and watching football all day and not taking care of your life at all. And I'm not saying anything against having some entertainment in your life, but it's about a balance. And the balance is really in a whole different direction. A lot of people, I mean, just looking at the entertainment side of things and how they can get maximum value out of the world, instead of looking at how they can add a lot of value to the world. How can I add more value to the world? And that ultimately will make you happy, much more than taking value out of the world. So that's something I wanted to share with you guys. I truly believe that the environment, the power of the environment, this is going to be a well-researched topic in a couple of years. Now there's some research on it. We're just beginning to realize the power and the effects it has on us. But you can recognize this. You watching this video right now, you, the person that wants to become the best version of yourself, you know this already. Now it's just about implementing this. It's about taking this concept and applying it to your own life. That's the missing piece. Use the motivation, but use all the tools, not just motivation, but motivation does have its flaws. And I do agree partially with those quote-unquote experts that are claiming that it doesn't work. But it's also not black and white. It's very, very nuanced, meaning that it is just one part. It's one factor that influences your development, your ability to change your behavior in the long run. So look at other factors, and one of the most powerful ones is your environment. So take care of your environment, take care of yourself, take care of your life, take care of your lifestyle, and you will succeed, and you will be able to succeed in the long term. And that's what I want for you. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you. If you found this valuable, leave a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button below to support the video, to support the channel. It means a lot to me to see that you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button below if you are looking to get more videos similar to these that will improve you who you are, potentially, if you resonate with it. If not, that's cool. Aside from that, as I said, leave a comment how this resonated with you. Share with me what you thought about when you were listening to the video. Aside from that, enjoy your day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.